So this is the financial independent, where they talk about financial independence, the fire community, like that whole thing. So I thought this was cool. I bring it to the community. Why cash flow is more important than net worth.
Mm. Oh, okay.
So I'm gonna hit some high points, then we gonna turn it off. But I just wanted to bring some good content to the people. Net worth is often an illusion that only helps to boost your ego when times are good. When times are bad, calculating your net worth loses its appeal because it mostly hurts your ego.
That's funny. I like that.
During
Okay.
an economic downturn, if you don't invest in cash flowing assets, your portfolio will likely underperform, meaning your stock portfolio, your investments. If your investments also have weak balance sheets, then they will likely underperform even further. And so the starkest difference during a during a bear market is between growth stocks and dividend stocks. Therefore, if you are a growth investor, it's important to take some profits when times are good to capture the outperformance. Otherwise, growth investors won't ever be able to capitalize on their investments since they receive no dividends.
Mm.
Okay. So now, why is cash flow more important than net worth? I'm skipping around just to get to the point. As an individual, your cash flow is what enables you to do what you want. Cash flow is real, whereas net worth is subjective, meaning it's on paper. You can't do anything with it. It's on paper until you sell something. Do you include the value of your do you include the value of your personal residence in your net worth? Of course you do. So you calculate your net worth on a pre-tax or post-tax. They're just getting a little too that's getting pretty technical. Let me just keep going. I understand that, but I mean that's not the point of what I'm looking to come across here. Here, yes. Sure, if you've accumulated a enough net worth that produces zero income, you could simply draw down principal to fund your lifestyle. I'm moving some out of the way real quick. There we go. The main ex- the main exception. Okay, many do. However, this path is riskier and less reliable. Okay, so let me repeat that. Let me repeat that.
Mm.
If you accumulate a large enough net worth that produces zero income, you could simply draw down principal to fund your lifestyle. Many do. However, this path is riskier and less reliable because if your net worth produces no income, then it most likely consists of more volatile assets. The main exception are we're gonna skip that. We don't need to talk about that. My favorite free cash flow investments, real estate. The most I love real estate and blogging the most because they are two assets that produce strong cash flow. While valuations multiplies, expands, and contracts, I'm busy focusing on free cash flow and creation to pay for the lifestyle I want. Now we get into the financial independence, baby. Yeah. Real estate is my favorite cash flow investment, partly due to the steadiness of its rental income. Everybody needs a place to live during the good times and bad times. And by the time leases are over, bear markets are usually over as well. All right. Second favorite free cash flow investment, online businesses. Other
Mm.
attractive cash flow investments is large cap dividend yielding stocks with a strong balance sheet. Net worth is more of a momentum measuring stick.
Okay. I like that breakdown of it, of net
The
worth.
biggest the biggest benefit of a large net worth, the larger your net worth, the more confident you feel about your finances. However, just like tech stock can lose a tremendous amount of their value overnight, it's dangerous to be overly confident about your estimated net worth. But I'm gonna stop there because really I wanted to to get to the point of like just talking about financial independence, financial freedom, you had a fire community, all of that. And so I wanted us to, so the grand reveal, I wanted to start to incorporate that that content and subject matters so we can talk through that, because often too long we've been relying on some of the traditional ways, not to say that it doesn't work, but will it get you to the desired outcome that you're looking for? What the worst thing that you can do in life is you are expecting a certain type of outcome, but you're going down the wrong path.
Mhm.
You're expecting Lamborghini results, but you're driving in a Ford Escort.
Yeah, right.
It's two different, you're in the wrong vehicle, but didn't realize it. So when you hear that from a Gen Z perspective, from an Ivy League perspective, as having future pursuits, future goals, how does that make you begin to think about your finance? Or you could just talk in general, just your overall thoughts about it.
Man, it's definitely it really it kind of makes you have to reshape how you think about financial independence slash retirement, because I know for me in the past I've thought of retirement as, okay, I need to build up a big lump sum of money and then draw down off of that, or or just invest off of that. But I definitely can see what this article is talking about by saying that that's the long route, that's the unsexy route, that's the years and years of compound route. And, and I think it's still a valid route. I think it can still work, but I don't know. I can see. I think I like it shifting the importance to cash flow instead, because I think that there's not a lot of problems that increased cash flow can't solve, and like it definitely helps speed up a lot of processes. And I've seen and just been a part of and experienced myself moments of cash flow and no cash flow, and it's just different. I think there was a quote in the article where it said that when you're looking at your net worth in moments of good times, it's to boost your confidence. Like, oh, okay, yeah, I'm looking at something that I can contribute to, versus in moments where, let's say, you don't have any cash flow or cash flow is low. Instead, you're looking at your net worth as something that you're going to have to pull from at some point. And so I
Right.
think that either way, the net worth, like I said, it's just a measuring stick. And so now it's an interesting perspective, because I've looked at net worth. I measure my net worth, so I look at, like, okay, this is where I'm at right now, and of course the goal is to continue increasing it. But I like this de-emphasization of, okay, we're gonna just build up a lump of money and go sit down and not do anything. And instead, now you got to shift your mind to figure out, how can I continue producing value? How can I continue getting people to exchange their cash to me, even as I shift and going to do other things? Or how can I maximize into this one thing that I'm doing? And how can I develop it over just one stream, like what we talked about earlier? Not just doing it in one stream, but how can I get creative? That's what's gonna force you to get creative. Like, there's some NFL players that, if that's all they did, we wouldn't be mad at them. Like, oh, he got a $20 million contract. That's his only stream of income. I get it. I see why he would put all his folks into that. But even some of them, they're able to do endorsement deals on the side and stuff like that. And so we gotta challenge ourselves to figure it out, how to get creative.
Yeah. And so the reason I'm excited, and I alluded to it earlier in the show, is I've shifted from paying off the house to focus on that. That's my focus moving forward. And that's my focus only. The net worth is just going to be, we very close to $1 million net worth, but it's, again, it doesn't create financial freedom because you don't have the cash flow. It's all on paper
Mhm.
until you start liquidating things and liquidating stocks and
And it's too late by
retirement.
then, by the time you're selling stuff.
And but it hit a little bit different if you have the cash flow coming in.
Mm.
because over time your net worth is going to increase just because of the depreciation of it, whether it be real estate or whatever. Like, and so it's a different way to look at it. Um, it doesn't make the other way wrong. It again, it just depends on, do you want financial independence? Do you want to, excuse me, start to put yourself in position to replace your job income, even when things are good? And so could you imagine 5 years from now where maybe you've covered like half of, like if you're a high income earner, right? Like let's say you're making six figures and you've covered and you have half of that replaced already, right? And then by year 10, and it can be much soon. I'm just painting a picture. In year 10, you've matched your six-figure income and you still working. So you have both. Imagine that. And so then something happens, then you like, okay, cool. But what if you say, man, what if I don't have 10 years? So what if I don't, well, at the end of the day, the 10 years gonna pass anyway, right? So it's like it's either get started or don't. But I'm gonna read off. If you're interested in financial freedom, financial independence, and you want to explore how to increase and boost your cash flow, I have some steps here that's going to help you with that. Allocate more capital towards higher yielding investments. Boost work output and efficiency to get paid more at your existing employer. Because one income stream, that's cash flow. Job hop to a competitor for an immediate pay raise. Because sometimes when you're at your current company, like you're getting those incremental merit increases, but in order to really get a significant pay increase, you have to leave. You basically taking that expertise and taking it to the next company see the value of what you train, what you learn, and you just taking your talents somewhere else. That's how the game works. This one, it says take a second full-time job if you work from home. Have to be careful on that one. May not be allowed though, depending on your situation. Increase rents closer to market levels if you haven't done so in a while. That's if you own real estate and you have renters, you have tenants. Expand a property to generate more rental income. Invest in family properties. Take advantage of higher inflation by investing in I bonds. I won't do that, but I'm just reading off because this is just some things to think about. Start a side hustle that eventually start making money, though. That's a key.
Right.
If it's just the evergreen side hustle and you're not generating any money, then that's not boosting your cash flow. Sure, you'll start having write-offs, but you want to put yourself in position to just start generating income if you're really going to be serious about it. Create a new electronic product or physical product. Consult or give private lessons based on your expertise. Basically, just monetizing your current skill set. So those are some examples. Those are some examples from the article. The other thing I'll say is it's just attention, right? What we give our attention to, that's what increases in our life. Focus on your cash flow is the message that I'm getting from that. And the more you can increase your cash flow, the sooner you can get to financial independence, financial freedom. And you might realize you don't need $1 million to do that. Because most people thinking of it from the nest egg perspective, like, well, I need 2.5. I need to accumulate 2.5 so I can use the 4% rule. And yes, like if you're going down the stock path, yeah, you can. But do you have a high enough income that allow you to invest enough And then also, are you giving yourself enough time? Because you need some time for it to accumulate. Now I will call out the outliers because I do know a couple people that trade and they got really good at trading. Now that's a different thing. That's not investing, but they have created another stream of income that they actively have to do, but they know how to trade. And so that can fuel what they're doing. You know, if they take that money and do something else with it, but they've developed a high income skill, but most people aren't good at trading. So it's just a matter of understanding who you are, what's important to you, and going down that path, and not ever quitting until you get the result that you're after. If you're wanting financial freedom, that's the point. And so the reason I brought that article to you all is to just for exposure. We're on our journey. I'm on my financial independence journey, and so hey, I'm bringing it to you. It's up to you on whether it resonates or not. But you can't. But you know how people always say, "Man, I wish I knew." Well, you're getting exposure to it now, and so you can't get unexposed to it. And also, like, reach out to people that have reached it. And so we're going to share stories of people that have reached it, and then we're gonna also share stories of people like you ain't gonna ever get there. You keep doing that, and that might not be their goal. And so it just might be an example to highlight of, hey, be watch out for these pitfalls of these mistakes.
Man, I think that was. I think that's a good takeaway, man. Cash flow, and it makes me think about, because there's not a one size fits all answer for
Right.
everybody, and even
Yeah.
even on an individual level, what's going to be the right answer for you today might not be the right answer 5 years from now, 20 years from now. It's going to shift, and so it makes me think about. I always talk about seasons. Maybe there are some seasons where you need to focus on that one stream. I always bring up the NFL as just a funny example, but that's just like the first example. Like, okay, maybe you do need to lock in for 8 years and only focus on this, or build your brand up as much as you can in this arena while you have access to it. And so, just in your areas of life, there's gonna be certain seasons where you make more your cash flow is higher than others. That's just a season of business. And so I guess this is just figuring out. You got to figure out what's going to be your playbook. When the defense is letting you run it, how do you adjust your playbook? When the defense is locking up and you got to throw it, or else you ain't going to score, are you able to adjust? And so, okay, take it off football. I can always go there. When the economy is experiencing high inflation and it's eating up more of your dollars, can you adjust? Do you have enough dollars to adjust for that, or is it going to put you in a sinkhole? And vice versa. And so when properties, investment opportunities are becoming cheaper because people are scared, do you have the cash flow to be able to take advantage of that? And so I guess that's a good reason why we need to focus on cash flow, because you can have all the net worth in the world, but if you can't pull it out and buy something right away, then it doesn't mean anything to
Cash flow over net worth. Man, that might be a t-shirt, man.
you. I like that.
Cash flow over net worth.
I can see
I
it.
love I
Well,
like it. I like it. Also, well, I had one more in store for us, but we covered a lot. Like I think we covered a lot with the two articles. And if you want a different result, you have to do something different. It doing the same thing over and over, expecting a different result is insanity. This is the KB Money Show. Hey, we appreciate y'all for tuning in. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Until the next video, we out of here. We'll catch y'all later.